In this bowl is the strudel topping. 1 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of dark brown sugar, and 1/3 cup of regular white sugar. I'll leave the recipe in the description box. 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. We're going to mix all this together. After you mix all the flour and sugar, add 1/2 cup of semi-melted butter. So mix everything together. You can use your hand if you want as well. Should be nice and crumbly. You know this is the right consistency when you squeeze it in your hand and it holds its shape. We are set, ready to go. I'm going to pour this into a pan. We're going to bake this crumb topping for about 10-15 minutes at 350 degrees. We're going to do juice of 1 lemon. If you don't want to use fresh lemon, you can use real lemon juice in a bottle. Now I'm using canned peaches, but you can use fresh peaches if you want. You don't want the juice of the peaches. 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg. Mix everything together. And we're going to leave this aside. 10 minutes up. Let's check on our crumb. That looks great. Let's move this around. Can you hear the sizzle? Okay, cook this for another 5 minutes. 5 minutes is up. Look at this. Looks great. Now we're going to let this cool down. Pick up your crumb while it's still warm and be crumbly for you. And we're going to let this cool down. You want to grease your pan with lots of butter. Use butter and not spray. Grease it really well. You see how I grease the pan really well with butter? Now we're going to add flour into the pan and we're going to shake off the excess. So make sure you flour it really well. And make sure you pour with excess, okay? No excess flour in the pan. Set that aside. So in this bowl we have the sugar and the butter. We're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to beat it till light and fluffy. Look at how nice and light and fluffy the butter and sugar mixture is. Now you want to bring it down lower. And you want to make sure that everything is mixed from the bottom and looks good. There's no sugar in the bottom. See how light and pale the sugar and butter is? Now you can start adding your eggs. And you want to beat this until it's nice, light and fluffy as well. Look how fluffy this is with the egg. This takes only about 3 minutes, so depend on your beater. The key to a great cake is in your flavoring. So in this peach cobbler pound cake, I'm going to do butternut from Lori Ann Oils and amaretti, the peach flavor, and also my homemade vanilla. You can check out my channel to make your own homemade vanilla. This is from real vanilla bean. I'm going to add in here 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And I like to beat that up ahead. And now I'm going to add my flavoring. Flavoring is very important. We're going to do a teaspoon of the peach extract. Half a teaspoon of the butternut. We're going to do a whole tablespoon of vanilla extract. And we're going to beat this well. After the flavoring is mixed nicely, I'm going to add the buttermilk, whole buttermilk. This is the best buttermilk. And also flour, already shifted, nice and light and fluffy. Okay, you want to add the buttermilk first. Then we're going to add our flour. Then we're going to add our buttermilk. Then we're going to add our flour. The rest of the buttermilk. And the rest of the flour. And we're going to beat it until it just combines. You don't want to overbeat this mixture. Make sure that you get to the bottom. Make sure you get to the bottom. Okay. And look like it combined nicely. I'll stop there and fold in the rest. Add in our diced peaches, about 1 cup worth. And you see we didn't beat the flour in too much. Now we're going to fold everything in together. Your batter's nice and thick. Now we leave this aside. Now we're going to put our peach slices down onto the pan. Look how beautiful that looks. You line them up close together. Okay, now we're going to add our caramel sauce over the peaches. Now you can check out my channel how to make your caramel sauce. I made this ahead. You can make caramel sauce ahead, leave in the fridge for a good 6 months, there's no problem. So I put it in a bag and you just cut the end of the bag and squeeze the rest of it in. Now we're going to put 2/3 of the batter into the pan. Now the crumble we made, and put half of the crumble here in the middle, and then the balance of your batter. Okay, let's smooth this out. Put a little more crumble on top. And now we're going to put it into a preheated oven. Okay, we're going to bake at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and then we're going to bring it down 325. Okay, I don't want to open the oven, but half an hour in, look at how the pound cake has risen up so nicely. Now we're going to bring the temp down 325. So we're going to bring this temp down 325, and we're going to bake it for another 35 minutes, and we're going to check. Okay, this is 35 minutes at 325. Let's check this pound cake. See if it's Let's see if it's jiggly. If it's jiggly, it's not done yet. Oh, it's not jiggly. Let me see. Well, maybe another 5 minutes. Okay, we'll bake another 5 minutes. Additional 5 minutes. Five minutes later, this look good. Let's check. This looks so good. Let's do the bounce test. It bounced back. Now let's check the temperature and see if this come out clean. The temperature is at 202. And it comes out clean. Great. So we're gonna let this cool before we flip it. Okay, we let it cool for at least good half an hour. So it's still hot, but I still can touch it. Let's see if we can flip this cake. Because of the caramel sauce, you want to flip it while it's still warm. Okay, let's see this come out. Ooh, wow, look at that. Still steaming hot. Definitely you have to flip it when it's still hot. So look at that, the peaches are all intact. Look at that. It is all intact. Now, pound cake. It's best when you cut it when it cooled down. So we let this cool. Looks so delicious. Okay, let's cut into this. This looks so scrumptious. Look at that. Let's look the inside of this cake. So moist. Look at that. Nice and moist. Let's taste this cake. Definitely the texture is so moist. Because the caramel, the crunchy. Let's see how the crunchy tastes. And look at the topping. The peach caramelized on top. So this is a great bite right here. Has a little caramel, a little peach, and a little of the crumb topping. Let's taste. Because we cooked the crumb topping ahead, so it still stay nice and crunchy and crispy. Great flavoring. The peach flavor, the vanilla, the caramel. It's not too sweet. It melts in your mouth. It is so moist. It's delicious, full of flavor. You have to try this. It looks beautiful, elegant, and delicious, all in one bite. Bon appetit. See you in the next video.